Hey, friends. April here with Clearpath for Veterans New England. I am so excited. I feel like it's been a few months since we've done a live stream, and I'm really excited because I have my friends from our Clearpath team here tonight, Randy and Yanitza. How are you guys?
Good, thank you.
Good. So friends, tonight we are tuning in. We are streaming live on YouTube. We're streaming live on Facebook. If you have a question, please drop it in the comments. Tell us where you're from, where you're watching us from. And if you are catching the replay, no problem. Just leave a comment and we will absolutely be sure to get back to you. So as you're going to see a lot of us, friends. Starting today, you're going to see us twice a week for at least the next 6 weeks. You lucky people, I know you're very excited. But really what we have lined up is we are talking about homeless veterans. We are actually trying to bring awareness about the amount of homeless veterans that are here, especially in New England and also in Massachusetts. Kind of just to give you an eye-opening statistic, there's almost 1,000 homeless veterans on any given night in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, which is heartbreaking. And tonight, Randy and Yanitza are going to tell us a little bit about their roles at Clearpath and the programs that they run to help displaced veterans, and also on the employment side of things to get people on that next step on the journey home. So we're very excited. What I want to do is I want to first start with introductions and have them tell a little bit about themselves and their role. So Randy, why don't you tell us your title, kind of what you do for Clearpath, and you probably will crack a little joke in there because you should have heard him behind the scenes. He's a little fresh, so I'm interested to hear what you have to say, Randy.
I will be on my utmost best behavior. My name is Randy Carter, and I'm retired from the Air Force. I am a disabled veteran. I do whatever Yanitza tells me to do, but I am the program manager of Homeless Veteran Reintegration Program, which is a program to help homeless veterans re-enter the working field.
Awesome.
So I oversee. Go ahead.
No, keep going.
I have 3 great case managers who are out in the field every day, and it's definitely a team effort, and it's a 24-hour a day, 7-day-a-week job.
Awesome. And can you share with the audience what brought you to Clearpath? So thank you for your service. You mentioned you were on your branch of service, and tell us a little bit about kind of what brought you to Clearpath.
Well, I worked for another nonprofit in the North Shore, and they went under a restructure. So my boss had left, and he went to an agency called Clearpath. And so as soon as he had the opportunity to bring me over, he persuaded me to come. And then I, in turn, persuaded Yanitza to come, because Yanitza herself worked at that same agency.
Awesome.
So, yeah, it's a good dynamic we have, and it seems to flow no matter where we go.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. All right, my friend Yanitza, tell us a little bit about you and your journey to Clearpath here.
She froze. Look at that photo. That's like a bad driver's license photo.
Oh, no, it's fine. She'll be on back in a second. All right. Well, while we're, unfortunately, friends, so this is the power of live, right? What's wonderful is we get to reach so many people on so many different platforms. But boy, when the internet and technology don't cooperate, it's a bust and it's a bummer. So she'll be back with us. I have no worries on that soon. Randy, why don't we start talking a little bit about kind of your program and what you do on a day-to-day basis to help veterans?
So our job, again, is to place a veteran in a field that they feel comfortable in, which is hard because you're coming from homelessness and you may not have been in the working field for a couple of years. So what we do is the case managers will bring them in, we'll do an intake on them. But again, a job may not be what they need first. So we'll assess that at the time of intake. And it may be they may need to have some medical issues taken care of, or they may need to take a little break and have some mental health issues taken care of. or they may need some training. Like we all could use computer training, so maybe they need a little refresher course. We'll help them with the resumes. We'll help them with maybe some help with financial planning. And then we make sure first thing is make sure they have a roof over their head. Because what point is having a job if you have no place to go at night?
Sure. And so, as part of those programs, is it like a step-by-step program? Like, what does the process look like?
The process changes per individual because, like I said, they could be couch surfing. They could be living in the back. We had a veteran from Tewksbury who recently, he was living in the back seat of his car. So with the help of the Tewksbury VSO, which is a veteran service officer, we were able to secure him a hotel room for up to a month while he worked, and another agency helped secure his first, last, and security. So now he lives in a little studio apartment, but it's his.
Nice. And then how does that kind of, when you're looking for employment? So you talk a little bit about kind of teaching skills or finding out, is there like an assessment? How does that work?
We go by their resume and we talk to them. We do a basic skills assessment, nothing too drastic. But and maybe they want to do something different. So one of the things that we're launching at Clearpath is a culinary program, which hopefully, we get that up to speed, and they'll be able to learn from the basics of, taking goods off the truck and inventorying them to running a restaurant.
Wow.
And that's a long-term goal.
So short-term and then long-term goals you create.
Yeah. And sometimes the veteran will find them a job that they fell in love with. Maybe it's just something basic they don't need to worry about. One of the veterans we hired, he drives a forklift, and he's able to be by himself. He's able to do a great job, but he's by himself, and that's what he wants. That's what he needs. He doesn't have somebody micromanaging him all day long.
Well, and I do want to mention, you brought up when you started talking was mental health issues. And I want to just make sure that people know that we are a support agency. We are not doctors. And that's something
that clinicians whatsoever. Yeah. We all have a background in human services, which maybe touches on mental health, but we do not have that. We have the capability of providing those services for them if so needed.
Perfect. Thank you. Yanitza, you're back. We're so happy to see you.
I don't know what happened.
It's okay. Technology. So I just want to have you kind of where we left off. Tell us a little bit about your role with Clearpath and what you do working with Randy and the support team.
So my job is basically to go out into the community, make connections with other agencies, find veterans that need employment and are ready for employment, because we don't want to send somebody somewhere and they're not ready for that. So I try to do a little evaluation, see where they're at, and say, okay, well, maybe employment's not right for you right now. Maybe let's refer you to, like Randy was saying, mental health or whatever that is. I cover all of Merrimack Valley up into Manchester, New Hampshire. Thanks to Randy.
And so you mentioned employment pieces, and I want to, so when you're out in the community, are you working with partner agencies? Like, are you making, or are people calling into Clearpath? Like if I had a concern for a loved one or a friend, would I call Clearpath, or how does that work?
Well, I think she froze again. So
all right, I'll let you take it from there.
It's definitely a community effort. So some of the things we've been doing recently is I've partnered with the YMCA of Merrimack Valley, which they do receive a lot of calls. And Yanitza has just reconnected with what's called Veteran Court, which they may have a veteran in need, and maybe some of the conditions of his parole or his release is to have a job, is to get a job, and we can help him with that, get a job. And depending on where they are, if they have a disability with the VA, we could get them back into school full time. You know, it's every day is different. As I told Yanitza, and I tell everybody else that comes to work for us, it's the hardest, easiest job you'll ever have.
And what do you mean by that? Some
It's
background to that.
It's an easy job to sit there and say, I'm going to take a person, I'm going to get him a job. Here's a job. See you later. Goodbye. The hardest part is we don't just do that. You know, we don't just get them a job and see you later. It's 6 months to a year of follow-ups after that we case manage them. I mean, we get really close to some of these veterans, and they rely on us, but we also rely on them because they make us realize that, you know, life isn't always as simple as a lot of people think it is. We take a lot of things for granted. We had a veteran during the COVID. He lost his business, lost everything he had. So he has to start from scratch. And it's hard. And it's hard trying to find partners sometimes. We have plenty of jobs. It's just trying to find these veterans who need those jobs, who want those jobs.
And where's the best resource for veterans that are looking for work to go to?
Just call Clearpath. Clearpath for Veterans New England. We can definitely point them in the right direction. We also work what's called DVOPS, Disabled Veterans of Occupational Program, I think, which is basically they're in the unemployment office, but they're the veterans rep for unemployment office. So they may have some veterans who are unemployed, and they're starting to call us now saying, hey, I have a guy with this skill qualification.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have an agency who just called me today. They're looking for a social worker. So it's tough. They're having trouble finding them.
What do you find is kind of the most, as you're meeting homeless veterans and displaced veterans, what do you find is the most significant need of, you know, and I know, so I understand that everybody has their own everybody has their own, and then you create kind of an individualized plan of goals and objectives for that person. But do you, especially when you kind of look at that staggering statistic of 1,000 veterans in the Commonwealth on a nightly basis do not have housing. So how do you, when you start talking about kind of the most significant need, is it employment? I mean, we have more jobs than we know what to do with, it sounds like, right? That we are trying to get people into those. Is it homeless? Is it kind of an even mix?
You can have that.
I'm gonna freeze again. You know this, right?
You haven't done anything since we've been on. So.
I think it's kind of an even mix because employment and housing go hand in hand. I mean, we're talking to them about employment, and they're thinking, "Where am I going to sleep tonight?"
Right.
You know, so it goes hand in hand.
And so when you're talking, one of the things that Randy mentioned earlier was a little bit about kind of training. So when you have a veteran that comes in and you're kind of working them into finding the right their skill set to, what kind of training opportunities is there for veterans? So is that something that you work with the community colleges? Is there programs like what, and I know we offer a lot of trainings in-house with Clearpath, but is there, what kind of educational opportunities is there to get them up to speed with a position that they might be a good fit for?
Again, depending on their background, there could be things such as vocational rehab, which is through the VA. So any disabled veteran with a 10% disability or more is able to apply for that. Okay. And from there, they can go on and decide everything from learning how to drive a forklift to if you want to go and get your bachelor's degree. Okay. And there's a lot of agencies that are stepping up. A lot of smaller agencies are saying, listen, just give me a veteran because I know they're dependable. And I know they're going to give me 100%. So let me train them. Let me train them the right way. So, I mean, sometimes we depend on the companies or the agencies that will hire them. A lot of the training that's out there is geared towards textbook, but when they get to the actual position, it's not really what they've learned. So they almost like retraining. And so I think it's goes hand in hand. It's some need to go to school, some need to learn hands-on.
All right. And so I guess when you're talking, like if you were to explain the programs that we're offering and think about. So friends, as many of you know that are tuning here on Facebook, we are having our 50-50 raffle, which is an opportunity for us to raise money for our homeless veterans programs and really take this program to the next level. I mean, we're with the graciousness of you, our followers, with your donations and our grants and all of the support and our partner supports, we're very grateful. But our 50-50 campaign actually is also a win for you too. You can purchase tickets. You can win up to half the jackpot. We're up over almost at 14,500. We would split that 50-50, get it? 50-50 raffle. And this Thursday, we actually have a great early bird prize. We have Bruins tickets, so a chance to win. But not only am I talking about the 50-50, again, it's bringing awareness to our homeless veterans. And I think one of the things is that Clearpath for Veterans New England has so many different programs that I learn new things every day. Like, I'm like, oh, I didn't know we did that. I'm learning. And so if you were to share kind of, Yanitza and Randy, your program, and you were describing it to everyone, and I know you mentioned in the beginning, what are the key elements that this 50-50 drive will go towards and help funding to grow our program?
Well, like I stated earlier, right now, at this point, Clearpath doesn't have the ability to house somebody in a hotel for a month. Maybe, and we are working towards that, so that will come eventually. But as of now, having the funds to be able to put somebody up for a little while they get their feet on the ground, while they're trying to rebuild themselves, is good. Because like Yanitza says, they're going to be worried about where they're going to sleep that night.
Right.
And that's what this 50-50 will help. But it could help is something as simple as maybe buying tires for their car, or which is their home for a little bit. It means so much. Every dollar goes so far, especially with the price of gas nowadays. And I mean, gas in my neighborhood just went up to over $4 a gallon. So.
Yep.
So friends, every dollar counts too. So I just want to make that clear. And as you just heard Randy say, gas money is something that probably when people look at fundraising efforts like this, they're not thinking that small, they're thinking big, right? And there's so many pieces that go into helping support our programs, especially this program. And I know Donna and I have briefly talked about kind of housing and looking to try to be able to offer some more definitive resources. And this money will definitely help with that for sure. So if I wanted to get involved beyond getting my winning 50-50 ticket, how else could people get involved to help your program?
Go ahead, Yanitza.
I mean, they can come out and volunteer. You know, we have our canteen canteen lunch every Thursday. Come out, volunteer, meet some of the veterans there. If you always know a veteran. You might not think about it, but you do. Start up a conversation with somebody. Oh, you're a veteran. Oh, hey, come down to Clearpath. You know, you might come down just to have lunch and find out that you actually need some of the services or would like to be a part of some of the services that we offer.
And by the way, every Thursday we offer a free lunch to any veteran who wants to walk in. And if you just type in Clearpath for Veterans New England on your GPS, it'll bring you right to our door.
And it starts at 11:30 on Thursday.
It starts at 11:30 on Thursdays.
Yes. And you know, Yanitza, I love that you were talking about where, it's an opportunity to come in and meet other veterans. And I know that the last time that I was there at the canteen lunch, there was a couple, they were retired veterans and their wives, and they've actually become good friends, and spend time together outside of Clearpath. So it's, it's definitely a great place for camaraderie and making friends that have a lot of different things in common. So that's awesome. It's
becoming a social gathering, which is great because, and I'm not trying to say all, but a lot of elderly people they're stuck in their house. The grandkids are too old. They have nowhere to go. Maybe they don't have the funds to go anywhere. But I just want to back up a little bit. The HVRP program, it states Homeless Veterans Reintegration Program, but we also will assist veterans who are what's the word I'm looking for? And it's at risk
of losing their house.
Yeah, at risk of losing the house. Maybe they have a foreclosure notice, or maybe they need to, or they don't have a job. In all honesty, I'll help anybody get a job. I don't care if you own a 5,000 square foot home. You want to come in, you need a job, we're going to help you.
Awesome.
One thing I learned from a mentor of mine, his name is John Ratker, he passed away about 3 years ago, was never say no. Don't say no. Let's just figure it out. There's always a way to figure it out. So if you're a veteran and you're in need, we'll figure something out.
I love that. And you know what, friends? Again, I mentioned earlier that we're very lucky to have the platform that we have here. So Facebook, YouTube, sharing is caring. If you share right at the bottom of this where you're watching the stream, hit share and share it to your profile, because as Yanitza said, there's always a veteran that you might not even know that we could help. So please, sharing is caring. We love the Facebook love. We love the YouTube love. Leave a comment as well. And you can go to clearpathne.org for all of the information about our programs. So let's kind of, as we're looking to wrap up here, friends, what's the next step? So where you are in your program, like what are you working on right now, Randy, in terms of HVRP? Yes. It's like
Say it 3 times fast. I dare you. Say it 3 times fast.
Yeah, right.
I know. I'm like, well, I'm like afraid how, no, HVRP. I got it.
That's all it takes. It's becoming the summer month. I mean, hopefully, knock on wood, the warmer weather's around the corner. A lot of people, a lot of veterans with some mental health issues they'll kind of disappear now because it's warmer weather. So we need to pull them in. One of the things I used to walk around parking lots at a mall. If I saw a veteran plate, I'd stick my card in the door or behind the windshield. You know, Yanitza, I have no problem. I'm not shy. I don't care. Because you don't know who they're going to know. So the first 2 quarters that we worked on. What's that? Oh, she broke up again.
I remember that. I thought it was somebody else. I didn't remember. Great.
So,
can you hear me?
Yes.
With this business card, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're still going to drive around. You're going to see old business cards of mine from my old agency up there because I used to stick them there. But so the first 2 quarters, you know, it was we started in July of last year, and we went out with a bang. And you know, right around Christmas time, it was great. We started getting our numbers in. We started getting our people because it is a grant. It's a grant from the Department of Labor. We have to meet their needs. Not just, I mean, I'd rather exceed their needs, but we have to meet their needs.
Right.
So if you know a veteran, if you are a veteran and you need a job, you need to call us because we have, thanks to relationships that our executive director, Donna Bulger, has or that we've made over the years, we have contacts in a lot of the fields that you may not realize. So I have everything from biomed to driving a forklift. We had a nurse get hired. She was looking to get out of the hospital. We had a veteran service officer. Yep, she came in, unemployed veteran. Now she's a veteran service officer, and she's paying it forward.
That's awesome. I love that. And Yanitza, what are you working on? So what could we, if we were to come to Clearpath, what would we learn about what you're working on right now in your community outreach?
So as my boss once told me, if I am in the office, I am not doing my job. So I am out, especially now that it's warm. I'm just out there trying to put the word out. A lot of people don't know about Clearpath, so I'm just trying to get the word out about us out there, especially in the Merrimack Valley up in New Hampshire.
Awesome.
Trying to connect with other agencies that we can refer veterans to, or they can refer veterans to us, because it's not, the VA has a lot of services for veterans, but some veterans don't want to go to the VA. So I try to find other agencies that offer something similar that I can send them to.
Awesome. Well, you know what, guys, thank you so much for all your work that you do in the community. And again, friends, sharing is caring. Feel free to share our stream, share our website, clearpathne.org. And also, before we go, I just want to give you one look at our 50/50 raffle. And again, this campaign is really about bringing awareness to homeless veterans in Massachusetts and in New England. I will tell you what, in this raffle, you have to be in Massachusetts location to purchase. That doesn't mean you have to live in Massachusetts, but you need to be on the Massachusetts border to buy them and not in New Hampshire. You have to have 2 feet in Massachusetts.
If there's anybody out there that would actually, you don't have to be a veteran. If you want to come and see what we do, I'll buy you coffee.
Oh, perfect. What a great invitation. And I think that you will be humbled. And, the Clearpath building in Devon's is amazing. And every single person there has a heart of gold. So thank you so much, guys. All right, hold on one second. I'm going to share my screen here.
I can't believe the audience has no questions.
And hopefully, well, you guys did a great job of explaining it. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes.
The amount is missing, I think.
Nope, you'll see it in 1 second, I promise. All right, so friends, if you go to clearpath5050.com, you are going to see our supporting homeless veterans on their journey home. Right now, our jackpot is at $14,360, and you could take home half of that. Our goal is $50,000, friends. So that is $25,000 to the winner, $25,000 to Clearpath, and that money is going to help support our cause to, as Randy said, as something where it could be gas money, or it could be putting a homeless veteran in a hotel for a month to get them settled and transition to that next step, help with employment services. This money is going towards an unbelievable cause, and there is such a great need for that. We also, every week leading up until our final draw, which is on April 19th, we have early bird tickets. We have Bruins tickets. We have Celtics tickets. We have Red Sox tickets. We have Dinner for Four at the Capitol Grill coming. We have Garth Brooks at Gillette. So that'll be a great one with dinner and a night stay there. And our last final grand prize is one of those hard to get tickets to the US Open at the Country Club in Brookline. So that'll be an amazing prize too. And just so you know, friends, if you buy your tickets today and you don't win this week's early bird prize, you're still in the running for all of these prizes as well as our jackpot. It does not eliminate you if you win any of these great prizes. Sharing is caring, friends, remember? And you will see we have lots of different ways that you can purchase tickets. So as little as $20, every dollar counts, friends. And pretty simple process. You buy tickets. You can buy it from your mobile phone, buy it online. And we really, really appreciate all of your support in helping us to reach more of homeless veterans and really take the next step in getting this program off the ground. All right. So.
And if your veteran can't come to us, we'll go to the veteran. We've done that in the past.
And friends, I highly encourage you to tune in for the next 6 Tuesdays. We're going to be talking about different programs that are available for homeless veterans and kind of that transition place. So we'll have different guests on, as well as other people from our team and partner organizations. And again, go to our website. You can fill out a form. There is our phone number, Clearpath. Clearpathne.org, and we are here to help you. If you are watching us on Facebook, message us here, message us on YouTube. We will make sure that we get back to you. There is always a friendly voice or face on the other end when you come to see us, and we are here to help. Sharing is caring, friends. Randy, Yanitza, thank you so much. I appreciate all that you do and all of your service. So everybody have a great night. I look forward to seeing you actually on Thursday during the Canteen lunch. We have our early bird winner. So get those tickets tonight. Clearpath5050.com. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.